You are now watching I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times!
What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, please shoot this video a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you're a new viewer to this channel, please shoot that subscribe button as well as that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. So I will let you guys know before we get into this video, if you have not watched Scream 6 and have not been keeping up with the spoilers, this video will not be for you, as this video will contain spoilers for Scream 6, as you are well aware, as my last few videos have been as well. Obviously forgot to kind of put that disclaimer at the beginning. So again, this video will contain spoilers for Scream 6, so if you have not seen the movie or do not want to be spoiled, have not been keeping up with the spoilers, this video is not for you. Okay, so now let's get into it. Now, in Scream 6, we all know that we got a total of 5 ghostface killers in this film. Yes, I do count Greg, even though we did not see him kill anybody. He was the accomplice to Jason Carvey, so he counts. And we know that their plan was to finish Richie's movie and go after Samantha and Tara and subsequently try to kill them off. Then obviously we got the reveal of Richie Kirsch's family and Ethan Landry, Detective Wayne Bailey, and Quinn Bailey. Now obviously you can probably make the assumption that their real last names are Kirsch and that their real first names are probably not even their real first names. Be that as it may, we definitely got 5 total Ghostface killers in this film, which kind of tinkered on the whole cult of Ghostface idea that a lot of us have been talking about here in the community. But the difference, at least in my opinion, between our theories about a cult of Ghostface killers working in unison and these 5 killers is that these 5 killers did not seem to be working in unison. As obviously in the beginning, opening act of the scene, we see Jason get killed off, who we should believe, or could believe anyway, to be Detective Wayne Bailey. You can make your assumptions on who killed who. I'm going to say it was Detective Bailey who killed Jason and also killed Greg. Now, the thing is in this film, were there more killers than just these 5? That's the crux of this whole video, as you can see in the thumbnail of this video. Were there more killers in Scream 6 than these 5 killers that we got revealed? Well, in my opinion, I do think that there are more than these 5 killers. After going back and rewatching the film more than now 6 times and just breaking it down scene by scene, I definitely do think there's a case to be made that there were more than these killers in this film. And in this video, I'm going to break it down and explain which scenes I believe to be suspicious to where you can make a case that there are more killers in Scream 6. Now, before I move on to my biggest case of why I believe there are more killers in Scream 6 than the ones we got revealed, I do want to say that in my spoiler review video, I had brought in the question that Ethan and Quinn were the ones to stab Chad. And the reason why I believe that not to be true is because when you really broke it down, you didn't see any cracks in the mask. However, after doing some really deep analysis, I came to the conclusion that those were editing scene mistakes, because in one instance in the same scene, you do see the cracks when Chad gets stabbed by who you can assume to be Ethan. You can see the cracks from the side angle, but then when they do the double knife swipe, you don't see any cracks in their mask, especially when you blow it up. So I'm going to exclude that. I do believe that that was actually the brother and the sister that did stab Chad. After further breaking it down and seeing the cracks, that was just editing mistakes on their behalf. They definitely did have some editing issues in that scene, especially with the mask. Once you really break it down, you can see the editing mistakes in that scene. However, there is another scene that really comes into question with me in this film as to could there be more than these 5 killers in Scream 6. And it starts off for me with Danny Brackett, Samantha Carpenter's boyfriend. Now, I have this clip here from Scream 6 from the subway scene that throws me into suspicion about Danny Brackett's character. Okay, now before I move on to why I believe Danny is very suspicious in this scene and why I believe you can make a case that there could be more killers in Scream 6 that did not get revealed. And the first thing I'm going to touch on is this scene where you see Samantha in the movie. They're on the subway and she sees this ghost face staring at her, but then quickly the ghost face disappears. It makes you think that she is having an illusion, that there's just nothing there, that she's just seeing things. However, and I initially thought that as well. However, when you go back and you break it down, you can tell this is not an illusion. This is the exact same ghost face that is standing there staring at her. And the reason why I say that is because in this instance you see Ghostface standing in front of the balloon, but then if you look before they start charging at Samantha and the rest of the group, they're standing behind that balloon. So what I believe what happened was this Ghostface is basically trying to play Jedi mind tricks with Samantha, try to make it seem like she's seeing something that's not there, that is really there. And what they just basically did was quickly duck down between a group of people and then basically move themselves and position themselves behind that balloon before they decided to make their charge. Now, another thing that caught my attention in this scene, what doesn't make sense to me, if this was a regular person. Now let's just go with the premise that this is a regular person underneath this ghost face mask and that this is not anybody after Samantha, Tara, and the rest of the group. If this was a regular person, why would you walk all the way towards where Samantha and Danny, Chad, and Tara are standing just to exit the door when there's a door right there on the side of you? Makes no sense at all. For if this was a regular person, this is not a ghost face. If this was a regular person, they would just walk out this side door, turn right to the side, and then walk right out. There would be no reason to charge all that Samantha and them all crazy just to go out the other door, just to exit the train. Something that I definitely think is fascinating, you know, that when I broke down this scene from that subway clip. Now, on to Danny. Why I believe Danny is very suspicious in this scene is because when this ghost face approaches them and gets real close, Danny stands right in front of Samantha. Now you can make the argument and say he's trying to protect his girlfriend. Well, this is where I'll argue that is the scene where they do the fake out with Liana Liberado's character Quinn Bailey. Danny sees Ghostface standing in her room, and then he obviously tries to call Samantha to notify her. He tries waving her down through the window to no avail. Didn't work. But why I question this is because he has access to their building. He has access. They live in the same building, just basically on opposite sides. But as you can see to this shot that I have on the bottom right, where he's by the mailboxes, he has access to the front of Samantha and the rest of the gang's building. So if he was really trying to protect his girlfriend, why in one scene would he do such, at least put off the image as such, but then in another scene it's like he wants no parts of going to try to really help his girlfriend? Now you can make the argument and say he did help her with the ladder, but I'm talking about in terms of actually getting into the action. The reason why I believe that he did not go over to the house when he was looking through the window and seeing Ghostface standing there, even though he had access to the front of the building and could have ran up the stairs, is because I believe that he could potentially be a Ghostface killer that we did not get revealed, that is possibly working in tandem with somebody else, possibly somebody who walked past him on a subway scene that he stood in front of, because I believe what that was a signal. Now another reason why I believe that that was a signal to this Ghostface on the subway to back off and not do anything is because if this was one of the Kirsches or the Baileys, whatever you want to call them, you got to keep in mind when Samantha got her first phone call, Ghostface said to her, anybody who gets in between us is going to basically be dealt with. In so many words, that's what basically Ghostface said. That's it's not the 100% proper dialogue, but that's basically what Ghostface said. Anybody who tries to come in between Samantha and Ghostface is going to get punished. Now, if this was one of the Kirsches / Baileys, why would they not attack Danny if they were going to attack Samantha and the rest of the group? You got to ask yourself that question. If he's literally getting in the way between Ghostface and Samantha, literally, why would this Ghostface, if this was one of the Baileys or the Kirsches, whatever you want to call them again, if this was one of them, why would they not attack Danny? Why wasn't Danny attacked? And why didn't Danny in the scene where we get, Ghostface, attacking everybody in the apartment, why didn't Danny make his way out of his apartment and try to go help by getting in through the front door? The reason why I believe that he did not try to go help Samantha in the scene of the apartment is because he don't know who these Ghostface killers are, because he's not working with them. So he's not going to put himself in harm's way of getting killed off or blowing his cover, what have you. But especially in terms of putting himself in harm's way. If he is an undercover Ghostface and he sees another Ghostface in the apartment that his so-called girlfriend is in, why would he go risk himself when he knows for a fact he's not working with that person? Gotta ask yourself that question. This scene has really got me to think suspiciously about Danny's character for sure. And the fact that he was never really attacked or targeted at all in this film when you really go back and break it down. And this subway scene really has got my ears perked up about this character going forward. I do believe that there's potential, if they wanted to go in that direction, based on some of these little clues that I put together here, that he could potentially be an undercover Ghostface, and whoever this Ghostface that was on the train is working with him. So again, you guys will take it as you will. I personally think that there is something here. That the whole aspect of this Ghostface having a door where they can exit out of right to the side of them, but they feel the need to make a charge at the group, but then Danny happens to just cut that person off, and then they just so effortlessly go out that door. It's just really suspicious to me, especially when you hear the dialogue from Ghostface telling Samantha when she gets her first phone call, anybody who comes in between us is basically going to be punished. Something to keep in mind, you guys, especially going into Scream 7. But okay, everyone, that is it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts on this theory. Do you think there were more than 5 killers in Scream 6? Do you think there were more than ones we have gotten revealed? As well as, given the clues that I've put together in this video, do you think it's possible that Danny Brackett is an undercover Ghostface that was not revealed in Scream 6? It could potentially be revealed in Scream 7 or maybe in a future installment going forward. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon. Thank you all for watching.